Advertising world peace. What does that even mean? Like, why does world peace need advertising? Because the opposite is happening. The last few years, it is happening everywhere in the media. When you listen to most of the politicians and you listen to 90% of the media, world war or war in general is super necessary, and there is no other way than killing lots of civilians, killing also lots of soldiers, but like in Palestine it's like 10% soldiers, 90% civilians. In the Ukraine it's like half-half, I think. And the other countries I don't even take in account because I'm not an expert. So, but still, people like Annalena Baerbock, Olaf Scholz, Donald Trump, the people you know from media that are always saying this is the most important, blah blah blah, they're all liars and they're all part of a system of oppression and power, which is in place for like as long as there is the structure of power in place, and it has constantly evolved. Very few people tell the vast majority what to rule, what to think, what to feel, and how to act. What means ruling or being in power? It means you tell the other how they spend their life. And back in the day, people did this directly, and they realized it pisses people off. The more you force them to think or believe something, the more they will just like revolt and rebel, and yeah, they will fight you. The more violence you use, that's like a human rule. The more violence you use against somebody, the more he will turn to violence back. So they stopped doing this. Nowadays, most of society enslaves itself. Like, we would not have to work 40 hours a week. I mean, you don't have to, I don't have to. But most of the people do it. We would not have to undermine the laws and the protection of workers and yeah, such people. But most of the people in like every company I worked for, they're doing it. They undermine their own rights and they live the opposite of solidarity. So, what is advertising world peace? I, Fiano Rocky, Adnan Mike Taha, deeply believe in the idea of human rights. But same as the Arabic offspring, same as the French Revolution, and a lot of other big moments in history where things seem to change, the Human Rights Declaration was just a bunch of words, beautiful ideas. They took the right people to wrote down the right ideas, but it was all meant to send these millions of people home that were out on the streets, ready to kill the powerful people. That's almost every time when something important changes, it is because lots of people are out on the streets and they are ready to kill the ones in power. They are. And then something changes a little bit. I don't say it's bad. I mean, we would still have monarchy and absolutism and despotism and slavery and no rights of the women and no equality at all if it wasn't for those people back in the day. But nowadays, people are very chill. They don't really fight or sacrifice shit anymore. So I want to do the opposite. I want to give you 1,000 good examples why it is worth to leave your bubble and to work towards a better world. Like, you don't even need to be violent, you don't even need to be stressed, you don't even need to be angry or hateful, because the people on the top, as you perceive it and they perceive it, it's not really the top, it's just they have more money on their bank accounts, and most of the times, yeah, they live in penthouses, so that's literally on the top. But yeah, whatever, let's not joke around with this. These people are not evil per se, as a soldier is not evil who picks up the gun and kills demonstrants. Of course, if you see Tank Man in China, look it up if you don't know it. Tank Man at the place of sacrilege, peace, I don't know. It's a very famous guy. He seems to be a hero. So there are people who are willing to sacrifice something, who are willing to do something. So that's what I want to inspire in you, in all of you. I'm really serious here. And that's what I want to inspire in me. That's what I want to spend my life for. I'm gonna dance for peace. I'm gonna cook for peace. I'm gonna talk for peace. Obviously, that's that's the thing I could do all day long, believe me. But I'm also gonna make lots of projects for peace. My first project, you will see very soon a trailer of, is called On the Search for the Grave of Camille Torres. Because pushing towards human rights and towards world peace does not mean that you have to be peaceful. Some people think it's the best to choose a violent way. They become revoluters, and they become, in the instant of Camille Torres, they founded the FARC in Colombia, and they united a lot of rebellious groups. And I think this is also a good example, because these ways, they have evolved. We don't need to pick up an AK-47 and to kill people. Most likely, this is not what will do the change. Most likely the civil society will implement the change, and also it has to come from everybody. Like you, I myself have to be in peace with me, to be positive about this, and to approach to you, all of you people on the world, with love. And not with some smart ass attitude, like I know it all better. I looked into a lot of stuff. And I don't say I know. I still count myself into the wastely stupid majority, because we're all stupid. Like that's a given one for me. Don't feel like I want to attack you, because I'm with you here. But stay with me for this. We, in my opinion, in my point of view, we have so much possibilities to make this world a wonderful place, because it is kind of a paradise, like that you're alive and I. This is so unlikely. This is like everybody who's alive has basically won a big time lottery, the biggest lottery of them all. Like fuck money. You are alive and you want to love. That's what I believe in. And you don't want to despise or hate. No. I think human beings generally want to be in a chill and beloved mood. So this is something we can thrive on and we can build on. So what is Advertising World Peace? Back to the project. I'm gonna dance all around the world for world peace. I'm gonna talk to people. I'm gonna show how societies evolved and how people approach the issues of human rights. Because we were so fucking close after the Second World War. People were really ready to fuck the powerful people up. Lots of them were dead by default because it was fucking war, and even if you're rich, you were not super safe back in the day. So lots of them died, and because so many people died, the surviving rest was ready to do anything to make that shit not happen again. So they put the right writers and philosophers and scientists, and they let them wrote this wonderful declaration, which since then is a total abused nightmare of a joke. Because your human rights in Europe and the US, they only work kind of because we oppress other people. We rob them of their money, we keep them in financial slavery. We support war. When they tell you Russians are evil and they attack us, that's a lie. Olaf Scholz and Anna Lena are working for the structures that are pushing this world into chaos and misery, death and brutality. So don't even watch the mass media, because the mass media, 90% of this, it belongs to the people that are in this very, very small group that rule over all, and they know what they are doing. I don't even want to attack them. It's not like, yep, I hate these people. It's just, I'm stating facts here. And these are facts. If you look at the financial flow, where the money goes, since like always. You can always prove it by the money. Or you can ask a scientist who's really into this stuff. Don't ask the mass media, because the mass media will tell you Gaddafi was a terrorist and the West bombed him because he was really evil and they helped the rebels who justifyingly wanted to kill him. That's all bullshit. This is one good example. Gaddafi wanted Africa to be free. And because he was such a brave servant of the West, he was maybe able to do it. And he stood up to them. And they bombed him instantly. And they just did it. And when it happened, they did it so fast there was not even enough time to produce the lies to cover it up. They just did it. The French people just bombed him out of nowhere without any resolution. That are the facts. And this is why I'm gonna advertise Worldpeace. Not to hate, not to rant, not to be angry, but to show you we can make a better world. We can have human rights if we want to, because we are all the owners of our own absolute power. You have absolute power. You just give it away every day. Maybe time to think about that, I think. Have a nice day. This was the first Advertise Worldpeace, and see you around for the second. I hope.